So we had so much fun talking about the first chakra.
Yes, the Muladhara chakra.
The root chakra.
The root chakra,
As
absolutely.
we learned last week, the most important chakra.
To start off with, I mean, it's the root. Why shouldn't it be the most important, right?
Root. And so I would also imagine that root chakra must have a seed.
Absolutely. The root chakra definitely has a seed.
We
and
talked about that last week. That just came
up.
Right.
As opposed to the other chakras, it faces downward, and all the other chakras above us have two sides. It has a front side and a back side. Our root chakra only has one side, and it faces downward.
Wow. Okay, so I want to just like rewind just for a second. You can see how my beautiful friend and I can just see each other and instantly, like a wildfire, start talking about this stuff. But I think it's important that we introduce ourselves first.
Yes.
And, I am Jenny Biondo, also known as Jenny B, with a lot of my friends from many lives. And I am a massage therapist, a certified hypnotherapist. I am a smell sorceress in this community, or a gangsta fairy. I've got lots of little names depending on all my multiple personalities. You may see a few tonight.
Yeah.
And then we have the beautiful Ivette. Ivette, what would you like to say about yourself? I'd love to hear how you'd introduce yourself.
Oh God, I mean, many of you know me as Delia Ivette, and the people who really know me very, very personally know me as the Feng Shui Witch. I don't like to put myself in a box, but I really do like being called the Feng Shui Witch because I love Feng Shui and I love being a witch. So those are two of my favorite things.
Yes, you are a Feng Shui master. So Yvette came and gave us some tips on how to Feng Shui our house up a little bit. And, you know, sometimes I think it can be overwhelming to even consider Feng Shuiing your whole house. But literally, you came in and you look at my house and, like, you started, like, navigating every corners, and you have these cool little tools that you use when you're walking around my house, and you're writing little notes about us and our birthdays, and it was just so beautiful to have you in my space. And I felt like I intuitively picked up from you some of these beautiful things, and all you did was just give me a few hints. You just gave me a few hints. You're like, put a tree on the balcony, and just some really good things. You told me that we might be imbalanced in the relationship a little bit, and I should move my bed over a little bit so it's more in the middle, so it's more balanced.
So it's more even and more balanced. Very important.
Well, I don't know, because I literally like put a couch on this side. I'm like, I made my little like, you can keep that little corner over there, but mine needs to spread out.
All yours, babe.
Yeah, and then you told me to put the red lights that go on in our room on either side in our bedrooms.
Very important.
And what's beautiful is that, what did you tell me about that? Why did I do that?
Well, we were going to activate the love sector, and that was right on the love sector. We wanted to go ahead and just spark it up, and a good way to activate energy is either through sound, through smells, or through light, which is great energy. So you activate a space in your corner by constantly lighting it up a few hours a day, and it just basically just activates the good energy chi, or the good chi that just sits there, and then just brings more of it.
I feel that good chi, and my favorite thing is, because we're not usually in my bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
We're not, that's showing you guys my closet. We're not usually in my bedroom around like 7 o'clock, I think is when we have it, or 6 o'clock. We have it automatically go on in our house. And it just goes that red color, and the light bulbs actually fluctuate to many different colors, so we could pick whatever color we want for the hour.
I love that. It's
amazing.
And that's the way to do it.
Yeah, I love it. Like at any point in time. So the other day, because I know that we're working on chakras, and I know we were going to start incorporating the sacral chakra, which I feel like I've been working on for a long time. And I was wondering, after our discussion last week, am I just working on the sacral chakra because I'm not quite ready to work on the root, or is the root balanced and it is the sacral chakra that really needs the healing? Because I've been feeling like my sacral chakra has been needing a healing for maybe 3 years, since I had my baby, to be honest.
I feel the same way. I think both you and I have had sacral chakra issues, and like just being in full power of our creativity and just owning all of it. I think that it's something that, I mean, it's the reason why you and I are here.
Yeah.
We are in full alignment, or we're closely coming into full alignment with our power and our creativity, and everything that we get out of it. And I think that that's something that you and I have been repressing for a really long time. And here we are now. This is in alignment with what we love to do. This is
Yeah, we're fucking creating in this moment, girl.
absolutely. And I encourage everyone else to just really be in alignment with your true passions, what really serves you purpose, what really makes you feel good, not just your daily 9 to 5, but your true passions. Is exactly what we're going to talk about. The sacral chakra, let me see if I get it right, the Svadhisthana, and it basically means one's own seat or the dwelling place within. So it's just as important as a sacral, because this is where the Kundalini energy gets awakened.
Wow. And the Kundalini, to me, like I visualize when I think of the Kundalini energy, it is like that seed at this base of my spine that's like, it's bright white, and then it like just penetrates through that red, right? This is how I feel.
Yes, absolutely.
And it penetrates through the red, and like that little seed light, right, goes through the red up and through the orange, which is where we're like starting to like navigate into that space right now.
Yes, and I love that pranic energy only because this is a place where I tap into whenever I want to tap into my creativity, whenever I am feeling a lack of creativity, or I'm feeling unemotional, or I'm lacking some form of social skills, or I'm just feeling withdrawn. I know that this is my sacral chakra that needs to work, that needs attuning, and that's the one place that I go to.
I love it. I love it. And then when you feel that it starts to get, like when you know, you're like, okay, all right, I get it. Life is getting a little bit too uncomfortable. I'm ready. I'm like ready to like dip in and figure out like and work on my chakra. Like I'm going to give myself the time and the space to go within and like feel what's happening in my body.
Okay.
And when you feel that part of your maybe sacral or second chakra, I want to say how Vanita taught us last week.
Yes.
But chakra, right?
Chakra.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so when you're feeling that you're going to go into that space, what are some things, like I know I'm going to speak to oils for sure, but I want to know, because that's my first go-to. That's my easy answer to jump right in, right? It's like fucking full force.
Oils and color visualization just works really well when you're working on your chakras, only because color just has so much energy in it, and it just stirs up pranic energy. It really is good. Just closing your eyes, having a bunch of really amazing smelling oils that we're going to talk about right now, just oils that basically activate and start to create some form of movement in your sacral chakra. Closing my eyes and visualizing the color orange. Right in my spine.
We should do it. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Everybody out there,
close your eyes. Get your orange on.
Take a deep breath. Look at Yvette's scarf and my onesie and my painting. It looks mostly red, but you can see there's some orange. So we're gonna like close our eyes and we'll take a deep breath, and then we'll see that we're going to start off with the red. It's so important. We can't stress how important it is. We're going to start off with that red, and we're going to see that beautiful red. So let's all close our eyes. Take a deep breath in. Seeing that beautiful red, and then that little tiny light, and visualizing that little tiny light rolling up, and it's starting to come into the orange. So where the red is turning orange, the red starts turning orange, and you just feel it, and it's like in your womb space, right beneath your belly button, right there. So just feel it. You can put your hands on it. I like to put my hands on it. I happen to be on my moon cycle right now. So
ooh, perfect timing.
Yeah. So we're going to take a deep breath. We're going to visualize that orange and breathe it in. And then breathe it out whenever it feels comfortable. And that's it. I mean, that was just one moment we took to get in our body and feel orange vibration.
We're tapping in. Number one, it's tapping in. I mean, just thinking about it and just focusing on it for a few seconds, it's so beneficial. It's so beneficial.
Fucking love it. So I want to go into oils for sec over here. And one thing that I didn't talk about last week, and I was like, oh, rats. And then I was like, yeah. I turned into a pirate. I told you there were multiple personalities in here.
Yes.
Arr. But for real, so one thing I forgot to talk about is doTERRA is fucking genius. I mean, between the 7 owners, they have 150 years experience with essential oils. That's 7 different people's experiences with essential oils, and their lifetime is over 150 years, right?
Right.
So when they master a blend, right? They master a blend. They've got like all their years of experience, all their scientists that they hire, and I feel like they're taking all the components, because you know how everything is the same thing, really.
Yes.
And how if like you're working on chakras, I swear they knew what they were doing. So they created
I feel the same way. I was just looking at the blends and I was thinking, which ones am I going to bring forth? Because I know that black pepper, I know that cypress, cinnamon, tangerine, orange, ylang ylang, rose, bergamot, sage, ginger. Those are just a few that are associated with basically balancing and creating pranic energy in your sacral chakra. And I'm looking at all of my blends, like my blossom, my passion. I'm even looking at my on guard and my digest zen, and they all have at least 2 or 3 of these ingredient oils that are great for your sacral chakra. And I use these most of the time. Like my on guard, I've been using since coronavirus, obviously, but I love my digest zen. It just really soothes my stomach, because I tend to wake up with like really upset stomach in the mornings for some reason. Ooh. And I've been really good about my diet lately, but sacral chakra, I know the work that I have to do.
So just before you have to wake up with that discomfort, I would suggest before you go to bed, you're setting that intention before you even go to bed. Like, I am going to take care of my stomach before I even feel the pain. Like, I know that is something that has been something that happens to me.
Yeah.
So before I go to bed, I'm going to put the digest zen in my stomach and palm of my hand, a few drops of coconut oil, and then I'm going to rub it on my belly clockwise, right? In the moment when you're rubbing it on your belly, let me just show you guys. It might be backwards for you guys, because remember my pants from last week?
I love those pants. Now it's a pantsuit.
Pantsuit. They went from pants to a pantsuit or a romper.
Yeah, so you're just bringing that sacral chakra.
Yeah, dude, I have orange. I was like, well, what am I going to do? I'm going to wear the same thing I wore last week, because it's all the things we're talking about.
You have a highly, highly creative sacral chakra. That's all I got.
Thank you, girl. So what I was going to say,
girl.
So what I was going to say about doTERRA's genius in creating blends is that they created this emotional line, and it's color coded. Color? What was it? Were we talking about color? So it was like, we get the passion. Where's my camera? Oh, it's over here. It's over here. It's just, there it is. Passion. Yeah. Cheers, girl. Cheers.
Cheers. It's one of my favorites.
Oh, it is like literally, girl. It looks at me and it says, "You want to work on the root chakra? Take a sniff of this and let's do this." That's what it says.
There's so many in here. You can't help yourself. It's just full of good stuff for your sacral chakra. Every ingredient in here is absolutely amazing.
Can you read it to me?
I can see why this is really good for your sacral chakra. I mean, I use it every time I go on a date, and it never fails. You know.
Woo! I do it when I know my man wants to get it on, because he's like, we're married and we have a kid, so it's like we got to fucking plan that shit. So he's like, hey, you think you might want? And I was like, I don't know. I got a to-do list for days. Do we got to do this? All right, I'm going to go get my passion and fucking turn it on one smell at a time. One smell at a time.
I love it.
Oils. Molly just said marriage oils. Shout out for marriage oils, Molly.
Marriage oils.
Root chakra right there.
I cannot get enough of this passion. I actually tried to like recreate a little bit of that here on this other bottle when you came over, and I put a little bit of the citrus bloom in there. It smells.
You fucked it up. You fucked it up. Oh.
It smells like a holiday cookie, actually.
Okay, it's not. Yeah. You can't really fuck anything up. It just wasn't quite what you wanted.
When the oils are so, I mean, it's not what I wanted. It's something similar, but even better, because I almost like to use this only in the winter and in the fall. And I really like the citrus blend in this. And I mean, I don't use it during the daytime because it obviously has citrus. I've learned
No, so this is a thing I don't want to, and I love that you brought this up, because I don't want to make people afraid that they not to use the citrus during the day, because citrus in daytime are like, if you wake up and you're in a sad, shitty mood, let me get my wild orange.
You smell them. I just don't want to put them on my skin and go outside.
No, but you can still. What about your hairline?
My hairline, I can put it on my clothes. I can put it on my collar line. I've been using it on my wrist, because the inside of my wrist.
Yeah, when are you like, oh, hey, son, come and get my wrist? You don't do that. You don't do that. So, wild orange. hello, people. If you just bought one fucking oil to help you with your sacral chakra and your whole motherfucking life, it
I
is
am down to
oil.
my last 3 drops of this because I
It's
love it in my water.
no, dude, it's one of the cheapest oils. You got to fucking get down on it. Place that order. It's not that big of a deal.
I know
It's
you
like
have to tell
$10.
us, so I'm definitely gonna go with the wild orange.
Carmen loves grapefruit. She just told me on the witch
Oh
movement.
yeah. I gifted her one of the ones that I got for my first gift, just because she's like,
Aw.
I have to share the love. Like I had to
Dude,
share that.
the best gifts. Hey, everybody out there looking for good gifts to give.
I love
Oil.
you. Here's a pure oil. Enjoy.
Seriously, like your friend would be so stoked and she's gonna be like, oh my god, this is amazing, and you only spend $10 and you're literally giving her abundance. Like, it's not only that you're giving the gift of an oil, the gift of the earth, it's that you're like, wild orange represents abundance, right?
It's
Which
a gift
goes
of
to that
intention.
sacred.
It's a gift of intention, and having a healthy sacral chakra is living with intention.
Whoa, you just brought up that I do want to cover, and I think this is the perfect platform to talk about it. So I advertised on my Instagram and my Facebook, no, just my Instagram, that I was doing this, right?
Uh-huh.
Because I think most of the time, most of my people are on Instagram, and all of my old, like my friends from many lives are on my Facebook, right?
I gotta get on that shit. I gotta get on Instagram.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll figure it all out. It's one day at a time. We're doing this. I'm proud of us. But what came up was that some of my old school homies, or even my mom, the oldest school homie of all, she texted me, or not text me. Yeah, no, did text me in a group feed with my family. I hope she's watching. I love you, Mom. And
we love you, Mom.
She says, "What's a modern witch?" I had to give her the voice, even though it was just text. And she's like, "What's a modern witch?" And I said, "I have a book that will tell you what one is if you want to read it. But warning, you might find out that you're a witch." And she says, "Well, I don't want to find that out." And I said,
"Oh God."
And I said, "Well, I'm glad I did. These are my people." And I was so fucking excited because I was like, damn, I just came out of the witch closet with my mom. And then I also said, I hope that she's not scared about me getting burned. So I said, I don't think they're going to burn, or hopefully they won't burn me in this generation, right?
Not this time.
Or in this lifetime, right?
Not in this lifetime.
She said if she did, she would save me. So that was cute.
Oh.
Oh. Look at the modern women bringing families together.
Yes, solidarity. Speaking of moms, I think my mom's watching. I want to say hi to my mommy. Hi, Mommy.
Oh, love your mom.
We love your moms. Love your moms.
Wait, tell me what your mom's name is again.
Delia.
Delia. Oh, just like you.
Also Delia.
Your mama on screen.
Yeah, we'll bring her on. We'll bring her on. She's outside in the garden somewhere watching us.
Aww.
I know.
So cute.
She's the sweetest.
So wild orange is an oil that I would use to start tapping into my sacral chakra. I feel like recently I just started doing some, well, not recently. I've been doing this work for a long time, but I did a yoga class last night, and the card was all about the first step and taking that first step. And that reminds me of that root chakra. But then but my intention was about joy and how bringing in joy. And I feel like the sacral chakra is where you can really experience joy. Is that right? Or am I off on that?
Absolutely. It's all about sensations. It's all about emotion. It's about pleasure, sensuality, how you take it in, how do you relate all of those feelings with other people outside of your tribe, how do you express your emotions and your creativity, but also with your pets, your friends, and your enemies as well. I feel like it's just all tied in, but it's such a great, I mean, it's the home of sensuality, and it's being able to express it freely without being repressed. And there's so many ways that you can tell when your sacral chakra is in balance. I mean, you feel unemotional, or you have an excessive sex drive. Anybody who who has any form of sexual addiction or sexual tendency to just like want to overdo it should definitely get their sacral chakra checked out. I mean, you yourself can do it. You don't have to go to anyone professional and be like, check my shit out, but check yourself. You know, it's really about doing the self work. You tend to be either hypersensitive or you tend to just like not have any emotions at all whatsoever. Your social skills are lacking. You feel very guarded, and you feel like you don't know how to express yourself sexually and sensually, but you also feel some form of guilt when you are expressing. And that's definitely something that I've experienced. I grew up in a very, very strict family with my grandmother being super strict and very, very old school. And that just kind of like didn't allow me growing up to really express the sensuality that I had or the sensuality that I felt. Didn't allow me to express my emotions. And that in return didn't allow me to express my creativity. It blocked my creativity. And there was times where I was able to kind of like, there has been times where I felt my sacral chakra in alignment and I'm super creative and I'm just like going for it and I wear what I want because it feels good and I don't care what anybody says and I'm just really, really comfortable with myself. And then there's moments where I know my sacral chakra needs to just like, you know, it needs some tending to and it's some TLC because I feel like my emotions are out of whack and you know, it could be any form of emotion. It could be crying, it could be laughing, it could be anger. All of those are connected with your sacral chakra, and being able to express them freely and in a subtle way without having to overdo it, that correlates with having a very healthy sacral chakra. And I think that we've all been on either end of the spectrum. I think that we've all been in a place where we're just feeling like overjoyed. We're like, everything's perfect. The world is great. Yes. You know, and then there's moments where you're just like, oh my God, I woke up and I'm like crying and I just had the best date ever, but I don't know what I'm crying. And I just feel like I can't like express myself and I don't know, you know, how to express myself and I'm blocked creatively.
So it kind of just explained quarantine. Like, quarantines basically took people's second chakra and is like a 1-2 punch.
Oh yeah, absolutely. After you kick your muladhara, it's like right next to your fucking sacral chakra. It's like, oh, you're next.
Yeah. You know, I think that's so important to talk about too, because I think a lot of times people right now might be beating themselves up because they're like, oh, I have this time. Why aren't I more creative? Why haven't I done more with this time that I've had? And I think that it could be because that root is like out of balance and we're not feeling safe. We're not feeling secure. We're in a time of uncertainty and
fear.
Whew.
We're feeling the fear, absolutely. And then there's people who are just like in quarantine and they're making 100 different necklaces and they painted 1,000 paintings and they cooked 1,000 meals. And I'm like, Father, what
the fuck? Okay, so I
have a girl. Is right? I know. And they're like, whoa, that's like super healthy sacral chakra.
Totally.
Show me the ways.
Yeah, we want to observe, right? We want to observe those people that like her. My friend Marissa, shout out to Marissa Newacek. She's so amazing. And like she's a witch for reals. Like, it's amazing. She's literally second chakra wide open, and she's creating all these amazing moons. I got a moon from her. I can't wait. So maybe next week I'll be able to show you guys the moon. It's going to come at the perfect time. It's like this crescent that she made with crystals and shells. And she's over there at home with her drill and her glue gun and making it happen.
Sacral chakra. Healthy. Yeah.
Maybe she could come give us a little sacral chakra lesson.
Maybe you can come. You can bring someone on tonight that can give us a little advice on how to heal that sacral chakra.
Oh, yes. That's right. We have a special guest.
Very, very special guest. The Queen Bee herself.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited that you guys got this girl to come give us a little attunement.
I can't think of anybody better. I can't think of anybody better. Every single time I've been to one of her circles, I have like benefited from my sacral chakra being activated in some form or another, like self-love, being able to express emotions, all of that is like,
oh my gosh, that witch is tight. She's so good. I'm really excited. So that's Jenny B. She's our surprise guest. She'll be coming after Delia and I shoot the shit for a bit and talk a little bit more about the sacral chakra. We're going to get an awesome special treat, a wonderful gift. It's so I'm just so grateful for the service that I find in this community, and the service to healing. So one thing that's come up for me in getting the sucker 1-2 punch to my root chakra is like, how do I develop that safety and security in this moment to move forward, right?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so a lot of times it's like, okay, well, I can see that first chakra is out of balance, and so I always reach for my oils. We talked about passion, and then dancing for me, and that's one thing we've talked about before. But for me, sacral chakra, like if it's out of alignment, and I'm not feeling creative, and I'm not feeling sexy, and I'm not feeling, much of anything, just numb and barely, like I'm in survival mode. My first chakra,
Underactive.
yeah, I just turn on some music, and if I have to decide the music, it's over. Like I just need to find some DJ. A lot of times there is a sacral chakra mix on Spotify that I turn on, and I just trust that whoever made that mix knows the sacral chakra, and I will move my body to so much of that music, and then it just wakes it up, and I literally start feeling alive again, because we can start feeling.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And one of the oils for the emotional oils is not here. Do you have Motivate, girl? Where's my Motivate? Wah, wah, wah.
Aroma touch balance.
I was actually diffusing it downstairs. Oh, here it is. Padow! I put it in the wrong spot.
Padow! I do not have any Motivate.
Oh, girl.
I need some.
I know you have a lot of other oils that help with the second chakra, so I'm sure you're pretty solid.
So what specifically about Motivate do you like? What is it? What are the ingredients in there that really do it for you?
It reminds me of, and I don't know why, I could be the only one. That's why I wish you could smell it with me right now, so you could tell me if my nostrils are on point. But it reminds me of like the first time I ever smelled a mint chip Girl Scout cookie.
Oh, yummy.
Did you see the Taurus's face when I said cookie?
I may not like cake, but I do love a good cookie.
I love a good thin mint cookie from the Girl Scouts.
Just chocolate and mint. Just reminded me of your brownie.
Oh, I love it. So there is no chocolate in this. I don't know what makes it chocolatey, but it does have a little bit of peppermint, but not too much. It's not too overpowering. And then clementine, which I've been... Clementine is not a scent that we normally keep at doTERRA all the time, but you can get it on promotional deals sometimes.
Okay.
Coriander, which I also been pulling. Did you know that coriander is the seed of cilantro? I think we learned that last weekend.
It is, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's that little ball of deliciousness.
A little seed.
I use in Mexican cooking a lot for some reason, because we can't get enough cilantro. We want to use a seed too.
You're like, fucking, I ain't waiting for that shit to grow. I'm going to use the seed.
You motherfucking seed, I'll grind that shit and make something with it. Yes. Sacral chakra, that's using your creativity.
Hell yeah. Gotta get it. And then basil. Hello.
I love basil.
Do you see how they are balancing out? Do you see how they're using root oils? And they're starting to blend them up a notch with a little bit of the peppermint is a poignant heart. So the peppermint is trying to remind us to stop fucking worrying so much, and to peppermint really will help fire up the, because it just shuts down that worrying. Now, don't get addicted to peppermint. And I take it serious. Yeah.
I had a coworker who was addicted to it.
Yeah, dude.
Give me more.
Yeah, because we got to feel our feelings, and we can't keep pushing them away. We can't be like, and it's fine.
Chakra is all about letting those emotions and those feelings, dwell out and come out. And it's about, sitting with them. It's about acknowledging them. Yes.
Oh, I love that. I love it when we do this. I mean, I would be having this conversation, just you and me on the phone, or
we do this when we're not live. We seriously do all the time. But
yeah, but
it's just better than other people get to see it and experience it.
Yeah, and the thing is if only one person watched and heard something, then I'd be like, fuck yeah, that's one more person than would have happened if it was just the two of us talking about it.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna go back to what's going on in this. Melissa. Okay, everybody alert the press. Melissa is another one that can pull you. It can ease your discomfort of depression. It is like, Melissa it's expensive. For this 5 milliliter bottle, let me show you the difference between 5 milliliters and 15 milliliters. You see that size difference? 15 milliliters, 5 milliliters. Melissa for 5 milliliters is $135. It's like, and they put a little bit of that magic, Melissa, in the Motivate, because they know if you've been swimming in your passion and your emotions, if you've been swimming in the depths of your root chakra, in order to kind of start pulling you out of those depths, we're going to have to start, pulling you out of your worry and your that depression, that like fixating on the past, right?
Absolutely.
Depression is about fixating on the past, and anxiety is about tripping about the future. So one thing we love about the chakra work is it helps to pull you in the now moment. It helps, when we go within and we visualize a color, we are there in that moment. So, so that's just another beautiful thing. Melissa, thank you for showing up. Rosemary, lots of herbs.
Oh my God, yes, rosemary was in the mix. I love rosemary. It's something that I use a lot when I'm studying. For some reason, it just promotes like mental ability. You have the ability to retain information a lot easier. It's used in feng shui, and for some reason, it's used in like most studying spells that I've used.
Wow.
Yeah. So the concentration and the creativity, I can see how rosemary would be beneficial.
And rosemary is so you like I don't know if you've studied rosemary on an essential oil way, and I'm sure it's all universal, whether you're talking about an herb or an oil, but that rosemary is the oil of knowledge and wisdom.
Yes.
So it's like, it will, because I love that you said that you like to use it to study, because you remind me that when you use it to study, you're going to absorb that kind of, you'll absorb that.
It stirs up, it creates pranic energy in your sacral chakra, and you're all of a sudden just like retaining all of the information. Interestingly enough, in feng shui lore, we used back in like the days, people used to use little sprigs of rosemary and either put them on the girl's hair when they were studying, or put them on, on a little vase whenever the child was studying. So it promoted memory, and it promoted just basically creativity and knowledge and wisdom.
I love it. I love it. And
sense.
Yeah, and the thing is, just knowing these things, when you guys use the herb rosemary and you're putting it into your food, you will use your intention of like creating that knowledge and that wisdom, and then when you eat it, you're also like intention to bring in more knowledge and wisdom, because now you know how you're using your herb more consciously, and that actually, and Yvette was talking about this when I said, I have more friends asking me what a modern witch is. And I've noticed that one thing that y'all remind me is that it's all about the intention.
Yes.
And putting intention into everything. And intention is mindful. Intention is living in the now moment. Absolutely. And I think that it's amazing practice to be sharing with the collective, because to be able to put intention to everything you put in your mouth and everything you put on your body and everything you put in your body, to have intention with it, it will change your whole universe, because you're doing it with self-love in mind. You're doing it to honor this fucking amazing life, this body vessel, and that is the key. It's really the key to the journey.
Absolutely. I agree. This is the sacral chakra where all the gestation of creative thought is born. Like the root chakra is very important, but this is like where all of our desires are created, and without our desires and our sensuality, and without being able to express them, then we're not really living the life that we truly were here to live. We're not really living with full intention. We're not living our fullest life. I feel like sacral chakra is just as important. Getting those creative juices flowing, and that's one way that we can actually. Another way that we can actually get our sacral chakra activated is staying away from controlling tendencies. So another way that our sacral chakra gets either overactivated or underactivated, it becomes unhealthy when we grow up in a controlling environment. And I don't know if anybody has ever, experienced that in one way or another in relationships with your parents, with your grandparents. But
it's
I definitely grew up in a very controlling environment where I wasn't able to express a lot of my creative endeavors, and they were repressed. And I feel like as a cost to that, it created I lived a life where I didn't feel like I was good enough. I didn't feel like I didn't believe in myself. All of the creative juices that I had before, where I just like went for it, and just like everything just kind of came out perfect because I believed in like it was just going to be good. It was no longer like that. I just like full of self doubt. I started projects that I couldn't finish because I didn't believe in myself, and that's another way where you can tell that your sacral chakra is not healthy. It's unbalanced when you don't feel as creatively expressive as you would normally, if you're feeling some blockage, if you feel like some form of dependency, because obviously when someone is in a controlling environment, you create some form of codependency. You really
Right.
peace. You want to do it the way they want to do it. You really just want to create that environment where you just want to create, whatever it is that you are happy with, I'm happy with. And that's one way that we can look into it. If you're overindulgent, or if you're over emotional, all of those tend to be maybe something that you can look into. If you feel any of those emotions, any of those sensations, you definitely want to work on your sacral chakra. You want to be in a place where you feel creative, where you feel inspired, you feel in control, joyful, where you feel unique, where you feel special and you feel important. And those are true feelings, they're true emotions. And if you work on your sacral chakra, you all can feel that. You all can be in that state of mind where you're constantly, maybe not 24/7, or maybe not every day of the week, but for the most part, you will find yourself in a place where you'll find your creative juices flowing more than ever.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. I so it's funny because when I love what comes up for me when you talk about all this stuff, because you explain, you'll explain little parts, and you're like, I'm like this, and then I know it's all good and it's flowing. And it reminds me of, like, a lot of times, a lot of all the people that are doing the light work out there are talking about being in alignment, being in alignment, being in alignment. But a lot of people don't really know what being in alignment means. And being in alignment is going to be different for every single person.
Absolutely.
But also working on aligning your chakras starts to work on aligning yourself, and putting that intention into things, and then really living your authentic self. Like, when I'm truly in my authentic self, and I'm not in the pleaser and the survivor and the codependency, and I'm not living in this space of like, I don't even know how I feel or where I am, because I can only see your energy field, and I've abandoned myself. Right. And so when I can, and that's when I start feeling really uncomfortable. Eventually it works up to my solar plexus and I feel like I'm going to vomit. But recognizing that coming up right away, and then grounding in, and asking myself, is like, is this my truth? And where am I? And then even just visualizing the color orange, like, not even going in with like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm brand new at chakras. What are they even talking about? Chakras. I don't know. And
chakras.
chakra.
Hell.
However you say it, we love you. Get a shit aligned, okay? Get that shit aligned.
Yeah. We've all been there. We've all been there.
Every one of us. This is like, we've all been there. And so to really even just visualize the color orange, because those witches were talking about it the other day on that show, will start to like ask, like, you're getting in your body, like the most important thing, getting in your body. And that's why I love
you're tapping in.
Yeah. And I love the smell, because to me, getting into my body also grounds me in with the earth, because the earth is where I came from. Like, I am born out of the earth. I am not from another planet. I'm born, this flesh body for me came out of this earth. And so when I smell the plants and the earth and the herbs and all the things, it reminds me of who I am and where I came from. And it connects me to source. Like, I was raised, one generation before my parents was my grandparents, who were super Catholic, like super duper. And there's a lot of like guilt. Like, it's like the controlling. And it's like, it literally takes that root chakra and the sacral chakra, and it's like 1-2 punch. You're bad. You're not good. And then it's like, I do think some of the good things that come out of that religion, and I'm sorry, not supposed to talk about religion or politics. Look at me.
Well, I mean, this is a reason why a lot of sacral chakras are blocked and unbalanced, because we are repressed by religion, because our sensuality and the way we feel without hurting anybody else is oppressed by religion. So we don't want to go there. But if you came from a heavily religious background, do you want to start working on that sacral chakra right the fuck now?
Right the fuck now. Okay, it's for real. It's for real.
Just saying.
And I love it. I love it. I mean, so one of the things that's been coming up for me a lot as I've been doing a lot of this shadow work is, and I didn't even
know.
Well, girl.
Me too. That's so funny.
Oh my gosh, it's like, I feel like it's universal. It feels universal in the quarantine time. Like, I feel like it's all about the shadow. Like, it's not about this outside world that you've been focusing on for so long. It just drives me crazy.
Everybody's tapping in.
Yeah, it's like
shadow work is so important. It's so fucking important. What am I feeling? Are these feelings in alignment with how I want to feel? Is this how I want to live for the rest of my life? Do I want to feel guilt, or do I want to feel like I want to express, my pleasure or my sensuality, and I want to, it's really all about just like coming in contact with everything that is sensual. And I'm not just talking about sexual things, like feeling pleasure with food. And if you feel some form of guilt when you are experiencing pleasure from food, you need to get your sacral chakra checked out as well. It's an imbalance there.
Right now.
You want to be able to taste food, and you just want to be able to like, and just like enjoy it and feel good, and just like really just like dwell in all of that deliciousness, because that's what we're here for. We are not here to be fucking numb. We're here to feel sensations, emotions, anger, sadness, all of that. Just fucking acknowledge it and turn it around. Tap into that sacred chakra. Bring out a fucking oil. Take a deep breath. Think about the color orange. It's so important. So important. There's so many other ways that we can activate the sacred chakra. I don't know if you want to talk about that. Do you want to go into that?
I mean, we're going into everything right now. I don't even know what's going to happen. We just keep turning all these corners.
We're going to awaken the sacral chakra. So we want to come in contact with water, because waters are all about emotions, and it's ruled by the element of water.
I'm double fisting over here with my waters.
Oh, don't even go there, girlfriend.
Gotta be hydrated. Gotta stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated. Also, it's really fucking warm.
Oh yeah, I'm not that hot in here, but you brought up the sacral chakra, right? And you talked about creativity, and you talked about like starting something and not finishing it. Like, this is how I know that my sacral chakra has been blocked like since the beginning of time. Like, it's become fucking one of my imbalanced sacral chakra has become part of my personality at this point, And poor Hexamp Hill, I had this picture right here. Right?
I love it.
It was all red, right? It was all red at one point. And for years, I just really quick painted it for a party that I was having. And I wanted to add orange to my bed, to my room, right? And what happened was I kept trying to make orange. And it just ended up making red. And so I kept it red for like 3 years, right? You must have seen it because you came into the shui. But then I've been just like, it's been making me sick. I was like, what are you doing? And so I was like, I need to go into the sacral chakra there. I'm ready to make this the sacral chakra and really go orange with it. So I'm working on it, and it's just not finished. So we'll see. My sacral chakra still needs work.
Sacral chakra work.
It's happening. I'm thinking about popping the clearing the balance, the chart for dummies.
Yeah,
to see what gets inspired. You got a little quiet for me. I wonder if the audience can tell us whether or not we're quiet, or did we get quiet, or is our sound still okay?
I think that sounds still okay.
Okay, all righty then. So we're talking about the second chakra, and a lot of this is going to be repeat on what Delia Ivette already said, but I can hear you just fine. Thank you, Jenny. And so And it's literally, I like it's a repeat, but I like when I read something off the chart, so that this is the bullet points, because we say a lot of stuff and we go all over the fucking place. So if anybody has been writing any notes and wants to bullet point some shit that we said, because it's been complete chaos, I just want to give you some things to check out. So purpose, the sacral chakra's purpose is about being authentic.
Yes.
It's about creation. It's about being the creator. It's about the soul's fire. I think of like if you look at the way the flame burns and you have the base of the flame, the very beginning of the fire is like deep red or with a little seed of light. And then you have that deep red and then it goes into orange and then yellow and, you know, and then backwards. I don't know. I'm going off tangents. Okay, so let's see. Soul, soul fire and sexuality. So we just definitely discussed that. Slightly below the navel, we discussed that. Orange, water, damn, we got all this down. Now the ohm is in a D. Does anybody know how to do a D ohm? Anybody gonna give me a D ohm out there? I kind of feel it right there when I do it.
You just have to like breathe from your gut.
Okay. I can feel it. I can feel it. Okay, cool. Right on. All right. And then the next is my favorite rock that I think I brought over and then I lost it was my carnelian. The carnelian. Oh. Look at that. That's a pretty. Look at how it's. Oh, that's a good one.
It's a pretty one.
That's a beauty. I really
love it.
I don't know what I did with it. I'm gonna see if it's right here.
Carnelian is great. You know, I heard orange calcite is also really good for your sacral chakra. And
this one's saying citrine, orange cal. Yeah, it's on the chart. It must be real.
Citrine.
Oh, I got citrine too.
Yes, and I mean, I didn't even know, but I actually have orange calcite.
Ooh.
I know. I have a little that I've been using for my your twin sisters.
Citrine sisters, balance out our sacral chakra. You can just lay with it.
I love citrine. And feng shui, citrine is used for abundance. So I guess an abundance of like emotions is a good thing. I don't know.
I think that's why I got it, and it's also why wild orange is my favorite.
Tangerine quartz is also really good for the sacral chakra. This was the gift for my friend. If she's watching, Letty, I love you. Thank you for this gift. I had no idea it was for my sacral chakra, but thanks to you, now I can activate it.
What do you do? I mean, this carnelian is like my.
Oh my god, that's a ginormous carnelian.
Isn't it amazing? And it I always get this like little left pain that I think I talked about the other day. Like it's like right here in my clown suit. This is my left side. I don't know what's showing up for you. I always feel like a pain there. And I know that it's like, it's also, I think that's also where my poop passes through. But it's that lower intestines. Sacral chakra.
All of your gut.
And the root chakra too. I definitely got, my body's like telling me I got the root chakra problems because I'll get hemorrhoids like every once in a while. Chakra. And oh my god, I know I only tell people because it's embarrassing, obviously, but I hear apparently like 1 in 6 people have it. So
it's more common than you know, especially with women who have had children or like someone who's had some form of trauma.
Yes, I mean it's not fun, but I'm so fucking grateful for the oils because I mean, when I was pregnant, that hemorrhoid was so bad, I had to like miss out on going to Coachella. Not that I wanted to go to Coachella pregnant, but maybe that was a secondary gain to getting a really bad hemorrhoid for Coachella. But I was so grateful because I was able to put frankincense and helichrysum and like make this little spray bottle for my anus and sleep on my left side, and it was amazing because it completely went away. It completely went away. And the other thing about the oils is like you might not even know that they're working on you emotionally. So a lot of people, like most of my customers are more of the mind of like, oh, I have a sore throat, I'm going to use my On Guard. Or like, oh, I'm having problems breathing, I have a respiratory thing happening, so I'm going to just use my breathe. But what they don't really realize is that their body, something's being affected with your body. And so you're getting out of balance and your emotions are getting fucked up. And so once you smell those oils that you're applying to your body and your body starts integrating that plant medicine, it's starting to work on a cellular level with your emotions. And so we're able to like clear stuff without even having to have the consciousness of like I'm clearing this shit right now. It's literally that intention to clear the thing. And actually, like I said, people don't even know they're putting the intention in. Their intention is to cure their sore throat, but really they need like a throat chakra.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some spearmint. Maybe they just need some of that. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh my
Take some spearmint.
God. I love spearmint.
I love to put it on the roof of my mouth. It reminds me of a boy I used to kiss in 8th grade. He used to chew spearmint gum.
It reminds me of high school too, and spearmint gum is my favorite thing to chew. So it reminds me of high school. It definitely reminds me of my relationship. So sacral chakra all the way.
Oh, see, it always makes that circle jerk. Always makes it back around.
I love you.
Wait, did she say circle jerk?
Are we ready to go there?
Ariel's here. Hey, girl.
Hey, Ariel.
I don't know if this work is really a sacral chakra situation.
Thank you for joining us. Whoever's on, thank you. Thank you for just like, witches be talking and you be hearing us out.
So thanks. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
So we talked about the fire opal. How much would you want a fire opal? Oh my gosh.
I absolutely love opal, but fire opal is a whole nother, and they're not cheap, so.
Your sacral chakra will be really balanced because you'd have so much abundance when you buy your fire opal. Okay, so some of the oils you actually already covered, which was like black pepper, cinnamon, cypress, tangerine, orange.
Yes.
And then I remember last week the root chakra was the I am.
Yes.
It was the I am. And is there, what is this? What's the sacral chakra?
I feel.
Oh. Wow. Those feelings. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with really like getting to
I love the sacral chakra. And it's almost like I've read all of this before and I've gone through it before and I've focused on my sacral chakra, but it's not until I actually like really start to consolidate all of the most important information for going on live that I'm really like, holy shit, there's so many good things and there's so many things that I'm pinpointing, like, oh, okay, like there's a few things that I need definitely work on, and there's a few things that I definitely like have been working on without even noticing.
Yeah.
Like our creative expression. We're here because we decided to be in alignment with our two creative passions, and that's the only reason why we're here today. This is the only reason why we're doing this. You and I are getting in alignment with our sacral chakra.
We're just doing it. I mean, I'm motivated by doing these lives, but it's literally like, I was just telling my husband yesterday that being a teacher, like showing up to, like, not that like we're being teachers, but like we are being teachers just because we're sharing what we know. But to be a teacher of something and to show up teaching, I'm a numerology number 9. So like, that's one of my life purposes is to teach. And so why not teach shit I fucking love to teach about? I don't want to teach any boring shit. Yeah. Because my authentic sacral balanced sacral chakra wants me to be teaching about oils and being able to say the fuck every once in a while with my friends, and that be how I teach. But while I'm doing it, I'm integrating it and I'm learning it more deep for myself, because if I'm not ever saying that I have anything mastered or I know how to do everything, but
and we don't. We're all experts.
Yeah, I share what I know so that it helps me learn it even deeper, even more. Like, I learn the most from teaching.
Same here. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Like, preparing for all this, it's just kind of like a big review and kind of like a big, huge test for me. Like, oh my God, how much have you really studied? How much do you really know? And I'm like, oh my God, I kind of sort of knew, but I'm really refreshing my mind, and all of my creative juices are starting to flow all over again. And it's pretty fucking good. It feels really fucking good to be in creative alignment with your true purpose.
Yay. And so that was going back to like one of the things that I do, go back to Catholic Church for one sec, if you want to remind you about some of that guilt, but is the confessional piece, because the fact that we're here together, I can't stress how important I think it is. And I'm just learning this because I've been the kind of Lone Ranger warrior stuck hiding in my first chakra, that I haven't, like, it's been hard for me to like make friends, and I'm like, hey, let's work through this shit. Will you work on my shit with me? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm the Scorpio that's like, I'm gonna work on my shit and then I'm gonna tell you how I did it later. But like, it's so nice if you can find one person, at least one person that is like your confessional person, not somebody that you share with and they own you and hold it over your head, or like it impedes guilt, but somebody that like holds space for you in a way that like you can process out what's happening. And like I know that that's a beautiful thing that life coaches are able to do for people right now, and I know a lot of people feel guilty asking their friends for help, but
Absolutely.
a lot of times, I mean, I worked with a life coach and I love him. Rest in peace. He literally just died like 2 weeks ago. He went out for his morning meditation. I'm so grateful to bring him up right now because obviously he wants to come through. But for my, he went out for his morning meditation walk. He walks every morning for a meditation and he didn't come home. He left his wife and his kid, and like they found his body like a couple days later. So that is, I mean, that was really crazy. So I worked with him, but what I learned from working with him was that I want everything to be a conversation. Like, I don't want to feel like you're just showing up to help me. I want it to be like what we're doing right here, where it's like, by processing this together, we're able to help each other. And it's like, it's a really nice, even energy exchange. So I really appreciate this platform and anybody who might be watching, because it's really helping me ground myself.
Thank you. And Jenny B, I want to thank you for getting my creative juices flowing, because this is really all your creative idea. And thank you for bringing me in. Thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for even thinking that I was even good enough to like go live and like even speak about anything.
Oh my God, you were my inspiration. Like, I was so excited because Molly's like, hey, you want to have a talk? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, you want to do some stuff for Modern Witch Movement? And I was like, yeah. And then I was like, let me do something. I don't want to be a talking head. Like, I just don't want to do it. It doesn't feel good.
It doesn't.
So this feels good. I hope it feels good to other people, but it doesn't matter.
I hope you're enjoying it. I really do. I feel the same way.
I'm going to finish up this little thing because we're getting up almost in an hour, and I really want to bring in Jenny B.
Yes.
Double E. Okay, here we go. So if a second chakra, sacral chakra, is imbalanced, it's unemotional, guarded, self-deprivation, sexual repression, poor social skills, denial of pleasure, lack of desire or passion. And the crystal would be ruby. Oh my gosh, I love a ruby. And carnelian, which we all know. And then there's cinnamon.
Yes.
So cinnamon is one, and a little tip or trick out there. And anybody who does this and tries it, let us know. Give us some feedback on how this worked. But they say if you put cinnamon essential oil on the big toe of a man, that it's supposed to help him get an erection. I don't know. It's worth a try, right?
All I gotta say is that whenever I put anything that has cinnamon in it, any form of blend, I get a compliment from everyone.
Oh, some guys like, I've got a boner. You're looking good, sweet.
I mean, my roommate Molly gets a boner.
I believe it. Yes. Cinnamon is good. It is good.
Cinnamon is one of my favorites.
Sometimes it gives me a titty hard on. I'm just gonna say it. It's good stuff.
Love it.
Good stuff. Oh, Ariel says the okay, so then if it is overactive, it's excessive sex drive, compulsive compulsive behaviors, tension, frustration, overly emotional or hypersensitive, emotional dependency.
Yes.
And it is jade or grapefruit. So Carmen out there, maybe unconsciously or intuitively, because she said earlier that she loves the grapefruit, but maybe she's working on balancing out that over sex drive. Carmen, how's your sex drive, girl? I don't know. You want to tell us? So grapefruit, bounce into that grapefruit. And then, so if it's balanced, you'll feel healthy, creative expression, balanced hormones, the ability to experience pleasure,
yes,
generous and giving, nurturing to self, and healthy boundaries. Oh, yes. That is everything.
Yes.
That's everything.
Yes.
Physically though, that isn't everything, because physically what it does is it's the way that it might manifest physically. So a lot of times people they're not aware of their emotional body, they're not aware of their energy body, and that's awesome and fine. Because
that's okay.
Your body's gonna let you know anyways. You're gonna pick it up because you're gonna get either a distorted or reproductive organs, fertility issues, urinary system, spleen, kidneys, gallbladder, menstrual difficulties, sexual dysfunction, lack of flexibility, and deadened senses. So,
you got it all, sister.
yeah,
Everything on my list.
I can tell when my second chakra starts getting off, because it's like I start feeling like I'm gonna get a UTI. Like,
Yeah,
just
I was thinking the exact same thing.
dude, I start feeling like I get a little pressure in my uterus, and then I'm like, oh, I feel like I have to pee, and then I go sit on the toilet, and the pee's like, no, I'm not coming out, and then and then I just sit there, and I'm like, come on, I know you gotta go, and then it's just, this is when I use my cypress, because my cypress oil is so supportive.
So good for your sacral chakra.
It's and just because I'm bringing this up right before we pull Jenny on, I just really quick want to give a shout out to Cypress.
On my list now, sacral chakra. I'm gonna talk about a couple things on how you can wake up your sacral chakra while you get your oil. You come in contact with water, like any form of swimming, come to the ocean, even just like being in the shower and just letting the water run over you. It is ruled by the water element, so just being in contact with water heals the sacral chakra. Do you want to meditate intentionally? And by meditating intentionally, I mean focus on something, one thing, not a lot of things, just one thing, and allow your mind to focus on it. And you may be distracted. That's fine. Acknowledge all of the other thoughts that come in and just release them. You want to find an active passion. You want to find yourself a hobby, anything that creatively stirs up your flow. So whatever it is for you it's dancing. For some people, it's painting. You want to paint your nails, whatever gets your creative juices flowing is exceptional for your sacral chakra. You also want to release regressive emotions. And I think that might be the hardest thing to do. It takes a lot of meditation. It takes for some people to go to therapy or whatever it is.
Wait, back up for a sec. What kind of emotion was that?
Regressive emotions.
Can you describe to me what that might look like?
So any emotions that you have been holding on to, any form of emotion that doesn't serve you any purpose. So if you're holding, let's say if someone did something to you and you're still holding on to it, it's sacral chakra energy. It's like an emotion, a form of anger that you hold on to. Feeling angry for things that happened to your sisters or your brothers, or like, holding grudges for other people is an imbalance of your sacral chakra. So letting go of all those grudges that are not really that don't have anything to do with you. And I know that parents tend to do that a lot. Like for a parent, if anybody hurts your child, like it's over, and then your child is like good friends with them at the end, and you're like, no, I don't like them anymore. Yeah, they did this to you, they did this to that, and like being able to forgive and forget and being able to not hold any grudges for anybody else is definitely going to create a balanced sacral chakra. But water is very important. Drink a lot of water. If you don't like to come in contact with water, then drink a lot of water. It's definitely a great way to heal your sacral chakra.
That was so good. I actually left my book downstairs, and I'm going to trust that means I wasn't meant to explain Cypress. But it's an amazing oil, all about being in the flow. And that's definitely one thing I've been working on. And I think this is, oh my gosh, this is like all coming together, because I've been working on my sacral chakra, like I said, like 3 years. And I recently, during the quarantine, doing the shadow work and all the things, I'm like, I just need to get to water. I need to get to water. I have to fucking get to water. And I found this creek, this beautiful, amazing creek. And it's like an hour and a half out of LA. My husband's also doing some deep shadow work as well. And definitely root chakra, sacral chakra. Not that he knows that that's what he's doing, but that's what's happening.
As long as you're working on it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would not be, I don't want to be in any kind of relationships if we're not continually like growing and evolving and working on our stuff to, be better than we were yesterday. Okay. I mean, that's the intention. Not every day. Some days we regress. But and then we need to check our sacral chakra.
All about balance. It's all about balance.
So, but we found this creek, and we've been going like every weekend. And it's been so, I mean, I literally am like, I want to move there. I want to live here. I want to live by this creek. This creek is everything. And just being in that flow and being with that water, I really feel like my sacral chakra is getting balanced out, just hanging out in the water for this river that flows so beautifully, so in abundance and just so fresh. And it's flowing right through my body for a couple hours once a week. Fuck yeah, sign me up for that sacral chakra treatment.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I
Do you
drink
want to say anything, or shall we bring on Jenny B?
Are we bringing her on? Oh my god, I'm so fucking excited.
Oh my gosh, it's literally a treat. We're so lucky. Okay.
We're gonna
Very
take a deep
excited.
breath. Everybody take a deep breath. You don't even know what's coming to you. The
Such a
queen
treat.
herself is in the house.
Jenny B, Dolly, here she is.
Hi, ladies. Oh my God, I'm so
Hello.
excited to be here with you all.
Fuck yes.
Yeah, total fuck yeah. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
We're so excited to have you. It's been so fun just chatting over here, and it's, you know, we've been just talking heads for 1 hour, and it's nice to get like a third perspective in. So we're getting, you know, the trifecta. We got our
We
trifecta
can
going
talk
right now.
forever, but tell us.
Oh my God, there's been so much you guys have been talking about that I'm just like, yes, 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 and yes, and yes, and yes. So I'm just super excited. Yeah.
Fuck yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
I love it so much.
Yeah. So, and I just want to start off by sharing this beautiful synchronicity. So I'm so honored that you're asking me to share around the sacral chakra, which is, as you know, you've been talking about, is creativity and sensuality. And I just want to acknowledge that I am currently living in a place that is called La Orange, thanks to my dear, fabulous friend Ingrid Jackal. So I'm literally in the palace of Orange in this moment, birthing this new creation that I'm working on right now. So I love the synchronicity of like all of this timing, flowing, and just it's so juicy and fun. So thank you
It's
for
so
being part of
divine.
that. Yeah, it's super divine.
I'm talking about. I love it.
Yeah, really, really fun.
That is amazing. That's, and it feels it like so it like you like oozing with abundance right now, and it's so cool to see like our other friends and people in our lives having these experiences, because when we, you know, we see everybody else in a flow state, then we know, then we're like, oh, that can happen for me too, like I can do that too, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like
yeah, and also just, you know, authentically, like it's been with COVID, like super challenging in a lot of ways, and I feel like I've spent a lot of my time for the past few months like working on that root chakra stuff, like the survival stuff. Like it's been so present. I have felt so ungrounded, and I mean, like really unusually ungrounded. Like that's not the place where I like live in, and yet this is the place that this moment has kind of thrown all of us into. And so I'm really excited right now to have like found a place of grounding, to be moving into the sacral and like into that creative, juicy, activated space. It feels really good. And I also want to talk about that. So like one thing that I want to offer in this moment is this activation that's really aligning all the chakras. And we're going to start, like, I'm going to do a visualization where we're starting on the root, because if you don't have that foundational root, then you can't move through to all the other levels. And so I know you guys have talked about the root, and we're talking mostly on the sacral today, but like I also want to just like begin, if you guys will like be with me on the journey of like guiding through a chakra activation that's like all your chakras. We'll spend a tiny bit more on the sacral since that's the focus of today, but I feel like just like starting with that grounded space, like, and then we activate, and then you can activate anywhere along that place, but getting that first starting point and then moving through it allows everyone to activate. So yeah, everyone with me?
I'm excited. Let's
do it. Cool. It's like a 4-minute like chakra visualization. And so I invite both of you and everyone watching in this moment to take a moment to really center yourself, place both your feet flat on the ground, really connecting with the earth, Mother Gaia, Mama Gaia, feeling your connection to source, feeling yourself really landed in the space, and gently closing your eyes or bringing your gaze really soft, taking a deep breath in And a slow exhalation. We're going to do 3 breaths. We're just taking deeper and longer breaths. Taking another deep breath in. Filling your lungs. Slow exhale. One last deep, deep breath in. Slow inhalation. Pausing at the top if you can. Pausing, holding that in, holding your breath. And even slower, deeper release. Feel that energy flowing through you, your breath flowing through your entire spine, legs, into your feet, into the mother. Keeping your eyes gently closed or lowered gaze. Bringing your attention now to the base of your spine. This is your root chakra. And imagining now at the very base of your spine, at your root, visualizing a ruby red ball of light spinning and shining from your root. See that beautiful ball of ruby red light shining and spinning so brightly. We're going to say a mantra for each chakra and the mantra for your root, which you're going to repeat after me out loud because words are powerful. Or if you're not in a place where you can say it, that's okay too. Just say it silently within. But if you can, saying this out loud, the root mantra is, I am safe.
I am safe.
I am safe.
Beautiful. Now taking that beautiful ball of ruby red light and bringing it up now into your sacral, right below your belly button in your womb space if you're a woman. Bringing that ball of light now to a beautiful, vibrant orange. See that beautiful, vibrant orange ball of light spinning and shining from your sacral, radiating out in every direction. Beautiful, orange, vibrant light emanating now from your sacral. See that beautiful orange light now filling every cell of your being. See every cell of your being vibrating beautiful orange light. The mantra is, I feel my emotions.
I
I
feel my
feel my
emotions.
emotions.
And can everyone hear me? I paused for a moment.
Now we can, yes.
Beautiful. So beautiful orange light. We're now going to take that beautiful orange light and bring that ball of light now to your solar plexus right below your belly button, turning that beautiful ball of light into a golden yellow ball of light right at your solar plexus. The mantra is, I am powerful.
I am powerful.
I am powerful.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
And taking that beautiful golden yellow light, we're going to bring it even higher now into our heart. Beautiful heart chakra space, turning it into an emerald green ball of light. See and feel that beautiful emerald green ball of light spinning and shining from your heart, filling your entire being with beautiful emerald green light. The mantra is, I am loved.
I am love.
I am love.
I
Yes,
both
you
give
are.
and receive love.
I both give and
Give and
receive love.
receive love.
Beautiful. Now taking that ball of light even higher now into your throat. See that ball of light turn to a beautiful crystal blue ball of light shining and spinning from your throat. The mantra is, I speak my truth.
I speak
I
my
speak
truth.
my truth.
Beautiful. Taking that ball of light now even higher to your third eye, that point right between your eyebrows, turning that ball of light into a deep indigo blue. See that deep indigo blue ball of light spinning and shining from your third eye. See that light spinning in every direction, every dimension, filling your entire field with beautiful indigo light. The mantra is, I see my truth.
I see my truth.
Beautiful. Taking that ball of light now even higher to the top of your head, to your crown. Activating your crown now with beautiful diamond white light. See that beautiful ball of light turn this brilliant diamond light, beautiful diamond white light shining and spinning from your crown. The mantra is, I am connected to my highest self.
I am
I
connected
am
to my
connected
highest
to my
self.
highest self.
Beautiful. Now taking that diamond white light, we're going to bring it through our entire body. So see that diamond light pouring in from your crown, filling your entire head, radiating out your third eye, and now pouring down your throat. See that beautiful diamond light pouring down your throat, now into your heart and your chest. Beautiful diamond white light pouring now down through your arms, into your hands and fingers. Feel that beautiful tingling light, diamond white light. Feel that diamond white light pouring through your chest, now down into your solar plexus, down into your sacral, down into your root. Beautiful diamond white light pouring now down through your thighs and your knees, down through your calves and your feet and your toes. And now feel that beautiful diamond white light radiating out of every cell of your being. And now today, because we are focusing on the sacral, turning that beautiful diamond white light into a beautiful, vibrant orange once again. Beautiful orange, joyful light radiating from every cell of your being. And now slowly letting it dissolve away. Beautiful orange light radiating from every cell, slowly bringing your attention back to the space, back to your body, taking a deep breath in. And slow exhalation. Bringing your gaze back to your screen, back to this moment. Thank you for joining me on that journey with activation. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yes. Yes.
I close my eyes and I still see orange.
Good. It worked.
I opened my eyes and I still saw orange. I was like, oh, my pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still here.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just want to say, because there's one thing that I always love to talk about with your words and the importance of saying things out loud in addition to the visualization. So we use all of the tools that we can to manifest our reality, and visualizing is so important, but also supplementing that with your words. It adds that extra layer. So the magical word abracadabra, if you haven't heard, is with my word I create. So create the reality that you want for yourself with your words. So we are literally creating this reality of I am safe, I feel my emotions, I am powerful, I speak my truth, I seek my truth, I am connected to my higher self. You're activating that reality on all the levels. By visualizing it and speaking it, we just use all the tools that we can to more powerfully manifest what we want.
Wow.
Yes.
I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Wow.
What? Yeah.
What?
So
To be herself, y'all heard.
One of the things that happens to me when I'm in that, when doing the meditation and going through that is, I've talked about how like I think in oils, I think in like essential oils. So like as you're saying all those things, even though I don't have the essential oil on me right now, I like remember that scent. So like when you went to my heart, like green mandarin, which is one of the green mandarin is the oil of infinite possibilities, and it's and so I could just feel like the green and the expansion of my heart, and the heart feels like it's just such a place of service, which is how I want to be in the world. And so when I felt that, I just visualized that green mandarin, and then I anchored in with the smell, even though I didn't have it right in the moment. It was just it was so cool to like have that all of a sudden. It's like, so what it does to me in a meditation like that, or guided imagery like that, is to, oh, this is like a sign from my angels, my guides, because I talk to the plants, to use that green mandarin in my practice with my intentions, and to
I love it.
and that my heart is needing that extra support right now. So I'm going to use it instead of just fucking talking about it.
Yeah.
I love green mandarin. It was one of my favorites. When you had that citrus oil like cell going on, green mandarin was the first one on my mind.
Yeah.
Because you can use it in the daytime.
And Jenny, I love that you're bringing it in, because like what I'm talking about is like there's visualization, and then there's the words, and then there's the smells, like using all our senses. And this is part of like tantric practice, which is about sensuality, which is about the sacral chakra. So sacral, like we've been talking about, is your emotions. It's also sexuality and sensuality. And so tantra is about bringing all of your senses into this realm of like sensuality. So I love that we're using all of your senses. It's your mental, it's your inner world, it's the smells, it's utilizing all of these tools.
Yes,
absolutely. And that's one thing that I find very beneficial about every time I've sat in your circles, Genevieve, is that my creativity juices and my sensuality juices just like flow, like just like pour out of my soul. Like I fucking love it. I really do. You've seen us do the work. I'm always in tears after I'm done with your circles.
Oh, your circles are like next level. I love it.
They're unlike anything else. I really honestly do the work with you on my sacred chakra every time I sit in circle with you.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for showing up. Like what I love doing is just empowering everyone to come to their own senses, like remembrance, activation of all the tools that you already have with you. It's just like, it's so easy to forget with this crazy modern world and all the stresses that happen. We just forget. So the circles for me over the years have been an opportunity to just like gather and remember and like help each other remember in this beautiful setting where we can go, yeah, this is yummy. Yeah, this is juicy, you know, and really just like help each other remember. And like everyone always has something to share. And like, you know, in our circles, we always have this time where everyone says their name and what's active for them. And what I've always loved about that is like, you see someone else's journey, you're like, oh my God, I've been through that too. Or I forgot, like I've struggled with that too. And like just seeing someone else in that journey with you is like so helpful and activating, and just like we're all in it together and feeling that connection.
We are all in it together.
Exactly. And
I
think that's what like us as a society, like in like community, right? Community helps with the root chakra and the sacral chakra, but like feeling safe in a place to like show up and be held and like know that you can show up wherever you are, and we're all just having a human experience and have that place to be vulnerable. And it gets to that place of like, can I get a witness? Because I just feel like I'm doing it by myself. And then when you hear other people's experiences, you realize that we're all the same, we're all one, and it's like really connecting to that oneness that makes me feel alive.
Absolutely.
And it's amazing, like after years of doing, like I still get that feeling of like gratefulness every time. Like it never gets old to gather and be like, this just feels good to like gather and witness. And like, it's just, we're all on this journey. There's always more to learn. There's always more to like be awakened to. And I love being on this journey with all of you. It's really cool.
Us too.
We feel the same way.
So I just feel so lucky and blessed. It's really cool. And it's actually a testament to the work I've done on myself to like be in this space, in a place with you two beautiful women, and to be able to be like, I created this, you know what I mean? Like it's through the gratitude practice that I've done for so long that has created this space for me to be in like, just be filled up with that gratitude and that abundance. And gratitude begets more gratitude. So like, no matter how you're feeling, chakra work aside, to just like, if you're somebody who's like so broken, if you just start with a gratitude list every day, might be your pillow or whatever, that it can shift your whole life. Gratitude list.
Oh yeah. I literally have like a little thing across from my bed. So when I wake up in the morning, I see this like begin each day with a grateful heart. Like that's like the thing that I like to wake up to. And I'm nomading right now. So it's like, I'm like, oh, where's my little plaque? It's not here. But like, I'm like, it's just in my head. Like, I'm just like, I just bring that
with you. Yeah. I've moved a lot recently in the last, I'm going to say 4 or 5 years. And that's a practice that I've worked on every morning, just waking up and feeling very grateful for like having a roof over my head, for having blankets on me, for having a couch or having a bed or having, you know, a sofa bed or whatever, you know, was provided for me in that moment. And I have a room now that I don't share with my roommate, which I really miss. Raquel, we miss you. But it's really beautiful. Like every morning I wake up, I have this moment of like extreme gratitude to the point where I get teary-eyed because it just feels so fucking amazing to to be able to provide for yourself, to have the space, to have like a fucking amazing roommate that you feel really comfortable with, just like so many good things to feel grateful for. And I mean, you start with like opening your eyes and being like, holy shit, like this pillow feels amazing. Thank you for this blanket. I'm not hot, I'm not warm. I appreciate that. I'm really grateful for the roof over my head. I have a garden that I can walk into. I have a fridge full of food. I'm just full of abundance, and to be in awareness and to like wake up every single day with intention to be grateful for that is my everyday work. That's where it starts for me. If I don't wake up and I don't think about those things, then the rest of my day doesn't go as well. I'm not feeling the repercussions of like waking up with that gratitude, that attitude of gratitude. It really just like all just blends in together.
It changes your brain chemistry. It's just such a powerful way to start your day. Yeah.
It's very powerful for me.
Yeah.
And Joe Dispenza could show us the science on it.
Dude, he's so good. Oh my God. I've like just recently in the past few months been turned on to him. Amazing.
He's incredible. I actually I've done a lot of Joe Dispenza work for some years, and I love him, and it's amazing, but it can be super intense and very long. Like he's unwinding like genetic codes that have been embedded for like centuries, you know? And sometimes it's a little intense. There's this other guy that I like. His name's Wampa, or Juan Pablo, and he's in a relationship with this lady named Regan Hilliard, but he does these quantum activations with like breath work and movement that like it's rocked my world. Literally rocked my world.
I want to know more.
Yeah, I want to send you one. He has one about both of you gals. I maybe have sent it to Delia Ivette before. What is the one about bringing in like your soulmate relationship?
Yep.
It is like, it's so intense. Like I had the chills. I was in tears. It was like an awesome little activation. And he's so jolly. Like that's one thing I like about him as opposed to Joe Dispenza. Not that anybody should be compared at all, but in the place where I'm at and the work that I want to be doing, he brings it with like joy and a smile. You know what I mean? It's like, it's okay, guys. Feel your feelings. You know?
Emotion.
And I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. You smile. I'll fucking be happy through this fucking journey because we only have one moment.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're here to feel all emotions. We're not here to be fucking numb.
Yeah.
True that.
Exactly. Feel your emotions.
Yeah.
Sacral chakra for sure. Yeah.
Sensations can be felt through emotions as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay to be sensitive. It's okay to feel like, you know, like you were disrespected or like you were like, you know, not seen, or it's okay to feel all those things. That's fine. Acknowledge it, work on it, and move on.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I think it's the flow of emotions that's really the key thing. And this is part of the work of the sacral, is not getting stuck in any feeling of emotions, like, and especially when they're uncomfortable emotions, it can get so easy to like want to repress it or stop the flow. And it's been a lot of practice to like when it's sad or hard, you know, when it's the hard emotions, to really allow them to wash through you. And I feel like there's just been periods of my life, like I've been super grateful that I've gotten to a place where I'm like, I see you difficult emotions, and I'm just going to allow you to flow through me and not get stuck in the story either. So I fully allow myself to feel the grief, the despair, the scare, whatever it is, and allow its full expression, but also not, it's not like it's so delicate. It's like a dance, like not restricting it, but also not getting caught in the story of it. So it's like this, like allowing it to come through and not holding it and not getting stuck in it in the story, and then being able to move through it. And I feel like that's just like, it's delicate and it's a balance, but it's so important to be able to like not hold on, but allow, you know.
Do you want to be able to open the lid on your emotions without letting it just like just pour out uncontrollably? Yeah.
Not that there aren't moments, and this is something that I feel like really has been like really real recently. Is like there's been some major transitions in our world, you know, and like I'm sure every single person is feeling drastic life changes, and I've had moments recently that have literally brought me to my knees, like literally I've been sobbing on the floor. And it's like to feel that, to allow that to come through it's scary. Like there's parts of me that want to like shut, and I see myself shutting, and I still, even having done this work for as long as I have, like I still get stuck in that. And then when you do, it's like part of the practice is to have compassion for yourself and gentleness with yourself through the process. So I'm like, oh, here I am feeling this large emotion and allowing it. But when you find yourself still in those secret corners of resistance, still like being like, oh, I still got stuck in that place that's really sticky for me. And then just having compassion. And even if like all you can do for that time is bring compassion to that super sticky thing for you, that's something for that next time, you know, like
that is an emotion.
Yeah.
And having that awareness, like now, because now you like feel it, you have that awareness that it's there. And for me, like, I definitely have a tendency to repress, suppress, and run from my emotions. I've done that. And because of all this work, it tends to be that I get so nervous because I was like, oh no, if I live in this place too long, I'm going to create a horrible reality. You know what I mean? And it's like every single word matters. I have to be super careful, you know? And so I noticed it's like a side door to abuse. You know what I mean? It's still that old game of like beating myself up, and instead of like just accepting it. And so for me, one of the ways that I'm able to feel safe to like jump into that emotion or open those doors or lift that lid a little is the oils. Like literally I'm like, okay, this feels really uncomfortable. And then I smell an oil and it doesn't let me stay in that spot too long. And I just pulled frankincense right now because it's the best. But yeah, so the oil of truth. But yeah, so I'll pull the oil so that it helps me to like just ground, you know, to ground in. So like the grounding part is so important, because the emotions, a lot of times with the emotion comes a story. The emotion is stuck in my body, but then my brain tries to find, like a detective, the fucking story to why that emotion is happening. And then it builds, you know, and then it builds, and then I find evidence, and then I could create like a huge case against things and become in a victim state or a blame state. And instead of letting myself hover in those negative emotions, recognize them, see like the origin of where they come from, give them, you know, like blessings and thank you for protecting me. I see that you've always been here to protect me or whatever. I don't need that right now. And to be able to move forward and then always get right back grounded into like the present moment, which is where the magic happens. And
I love it. That's great work. I mean, letting go of control is one way you can activate your sacral chakra, and by letting go of that control of like why you need to find a reason for feeling that emotion, why you need to justify it, is a great way to go. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh my God, that got brought up to me so recently. Like the places where I still need to control. Like I'm like, oh, there's still places where I want to control. And coming back to that remembrance, like there is no control and you're never served by trying. And so just a deeper sense of surrender and trust. And that's been trust, especially, is coming up so much, you know, with all of the turmoil that's happening right now in this like crazy world experience that we're all in, is coming back over and over to trust that it's all in alignment, that this is all divine timing. And I'm like, okay, this is what I've dedicated my life to. And yet here I am, sometimes still not trusting that. Like I need to live this, and just like going back inward to like knowing I've had those moments of like real clarity of like, this is all divine timing, and remembering that. And I feel like, you know, oils are so good. That's one of the tools that we can count on. So like, you know, for those of you who hasn't like experienced that or explored that, like that's such a beautiful tool to explore. And then also meditation is another place where you can learn to witness everything that arises. And like part of meditation, like which people feel like it's like to quiet your mind, but it's not just that. It's like you're trying to quiet your mind, but it's just like witnessing your thoughts and knowing that you're not your thoughts, and just building that little tiny bit of space between
awareness.
Thoughts. Yeah, your awareness is just like, it's like a muscle that you build, and it helps you navigate it. So when those, you know, crashes and waves of emotion come, you have a little bit of wiggle room between that. It's not your whole reality. It's you can observe it at least a little bit, and more as you build that muscle.
That's a great tool. I love that.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so glad. Like that's one of like that to me, meditation is a root. It's it has to be a root practice. It has to be like,
Yeah.
it's so core. I'm
It's
so
so necessary.
grateful that you brought it
Absolutely.
up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so necessary.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, any way you can get it. And so, I mean, everybody meditates different. Like meditation can be a dance. Meditation can be like mindfully washing your dishes, you know.
Anything that creates flow.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's dancing, whether it's folding papers, whether it's folding the laundry, whether it's washing the dishes, whether it's brushing your hair. It's like you're in a state of flow and you do it with intention, you're going to automatically activate your sacral chakra.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that stillness portion that comes with meditation, though, is also very important. If we can all get to that stillness and that place of listening. You know, there's prayers like putting it out and like asking, but then the stillness of like just being quiet and listening to
full presence, quiet presence. Yeah.
Jenny, did you practice tantra? Tell me, I want to know more about like your background, because I don't know a lot about what you have done, and I know that you're a powerhouse and you lead some incredible circles, but I want to know more about you.
Yeah, I mean, I have a variety of practices that I work. I've done some work with Tantra. I worked with this beautiful priestess mama, Layla Martin. She inducted me into energy orgasms. And then I've also worked with some visionary medicine that has allowed me a really strong connection to source. So, I've really tapped into like the sensual nature of like blissful states and using pleasure as a connection to source. So I absolutely love that I get to talk about just the sacral chakra, because it's, for me, sensuality has been a connection to source. Like that is a portal to me for source. And since I came, so I like you, Jenny, I was also raised Catholic. So I had a lot of issues around, I was really blocked sexually and I had a lot of shame issues. And I think this is really common for women to have shame and blocks around your sexuality. Yeah, you too, Yvette. Yeah. So this is really common. So one of the things I love doing is bringing sensuality and even like healing touch into the workshops that I lead, because I feel like connecting to your own sensuality, and that doesn't necessarily mean sexuality, although that's part of it. It's an essential part of it. But sensuality can just be your own pleasure, just like I was talking earlier, something like lotion on your arms, but so many different ways. Connecting to pleasure in your being as a connection to source, connection to